I would like to, now welcome and invite Dr. Mr. Sri Dilip Reddy Garu. Sri Dilip Reddy, is coming from information background. One of the main pillars of democracy is information. Information, without information, public participation doesn't happen. And without public participation, democracy doesn't work. And information is the basic pillar on which the whole democracy is built. And here is an expert who has worked on information whole of his life. Mr. Dilip Reddy has served as information commissioner, state information commissioner in the Andhra Pradesh Information Commission. He has extensively traveled as well as addressed more than 1,300 meetings on Right to Information Act, spreading the importance of right to information, how people can exercise their rights under the RTI Act. As a commissioner of Right to Information, he has delivered several judgments on transparency, information service matters, quasi-judicial issues, and administration. So several things he has already done. He has several achievements in his career. One is that he is also a journalist, and it is he spread information as a journalist, and he was associated with the Enadu, and he has worked in different places in Hyderabad, in Delhi Bureau, and different other areas, working on different aspects of the information giving to the people through Enadu. Right now, he is also executive editor of Sakshi Telugu Daily. And now through this, he is spreading the information. I think we are very fortunate to have you here, sir. And he is the principal of Sakshi School of Journalism, teaching the next generation how they should spearhead the information movement. He's a managing editor of he was the managing editor of Sakshi TV. He is also president of the founder president of Greens Alliance for Conservation of Eastern Ghats. His contribution in the environmental field is also immense. So I welcome Sri Dilip Reddy sir for sharing his views.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, all of you, the dignitaries who are taking part in this deliberation. As I was talking to Pawan in the morning while communicating to Pushpakumar ji, what should be your topic, he was asking me. Then I said, after hearing both Dr. Narasimha Reddy Garu and Harsh Bedi, I think that the role of media in strengthening the democracy is definitely a cause of concern. Right, taking from the inspiration from beginning speaker Professor Purushottam Reddy Garu, the historical evolution of the democracy, the role of media also right from the beginning, working as a device linking between the rulers and whom they are ruling. A pivotal role has been played by the media, but over a period of time, now, especially in the context of COVID, we are discussing that media is in a crossroads. Today, we can touch upon a few areas I would like to mention here. I don't think it will be out of context that today the media is exactly in the crossroads for its survival question by innovation of technology, and how technology is coming into this area is not a big matter, but the perceptions and the usage and how this tool has been used by the time being the rulers as well as the corporate as well as the proprietary of the media is also very important to discuss. In the recent times, United Nations General Secretary also mentioning that in the light of pandemic, the media role becoming very challenging to play in disseminating right information and making people strength to participate in the democratic processes and getting their benefit, which has been guaranteed by the concerned democratic governments and as well as the constitution of the concerned nations. In this light, even before the pandemic, if we take the Indian context, the situation in this country was frustration was rising, and the trust in public institutions are declining, and the inequality of opportunities is leading to the economic crisis, and unease of economics and as well as the social unrest was prevailing. Today it is clear that most to do the listen people to continue the democratic practices and delivering what they're supposed to get is slowly shading up, especially in the pandemic time. We are clearly, it is highlighted, the pandemic itself highlighted certain areas like our inadequacy of what you call health systems, as well as the social protection gaps, and even education system, technological, as Betty rightly mentioned, that new devices and innovations are coming in the information education systems, and even the judicial process, but the opportunities are very much unequal in this society. That will definitely hamper the interest of the people at the downtrodden, and the voiceless people will definitely suffer. To fill the gaps, the media has to play tremendous role in this particular area where the it should become the voice of voiceless people. That is the main important role of media has supposed to play. But even before this pandemic, the media over a period of time, if we go back to the history, pre-independent era and the initial days of the post-independent, the media was playing a tremendous role, and the great contribution by the media has been appreciated by everyone, and it become a tremendous tool in many institutions and public organizations and civil society in order to doing their fight for the achieving independence, and to get fruitful results and outcomes from the governments. Media played a catalytic role by enhancing their power of participating in deliberation, and providing right information, and acting as a beautiful device between government and the public, and what public expectations are from the government, and what government is planning and designing for the well-being of citizen, because ours is the citizen-centric democracy. In any citizen-centric democracy, it will become pertinent duty of the governments to plan certain programs in the larger interest of society and implement with certain social obligations on them for achieving the equality and equal opportunities providing to the citizens. While acting like that, our governments are properly exploring the democratic process or not. This will become the prime duty of media to expose timely and alerting people for continuing their fight against the government to get their benefits which is supposed to get. But in this particular context, I would like to remind many such aspects where media failed to deliver its to discharge its proper duties. For that, there are many reasons. We can see, first of all, the institutions were made weak over a period of time. And the concerned governments not giving a good opportunity for them for properly utilizing their freedom of speech and expression. That freedom of speech and expression is the fundamental right which has been guaranteed by our constitution, faces several times hardship from the consecutive governments in this country. Not only here in this country, in many countries. Even if we take this pandemic, in the initial of this pandemic, many countries announcing emergencies. They curtailed the democratic processes and reduced the avenues. That ultimately led to the weakening of roots of the democratic practices and democratic institutions in certain countries. In the even in the Indian context, for example, if we take that announcement of lockdown by the government, even without thinking about nearly 8 to 10 crores of migrated labor, simply they announced that lockdown, not applying mind about their day-to-day earnings and but their livelihood and their stay. Such all things were not considered without considering, and they simply announced. Even judiciary was not on time rescue of their issues in the midst of July. Once when the case came in front of Supreme Court said that we are not going to believe the private survey outcomes when the government is telling that they are taking every care of the migrant laborers. And in the later part of July also, the same thing Supreme Court reiterated without coming for the rescue of migrant laborers. But ultimately, in the end, after flowing a lot of water beneath the bridge and many people died, and a lot of adverse consequences faced by that poor community of migrant labor, Supreme Court clearly said that no, it is the duty of the government, with government expenditure and travel expenses by providing food, and with honor they must be taken to their native places. This was the judgment delivered by the Supreme Court. But what happened to the previous two occasions? That was not properly exposed by the media repeatedly. This sort of happenings taking place in the media over a period of time, corporatization of media, it's slowly coming out of its primary and fundamental duties of informing, educating, entertaining, and motivating the people is the prime concern and cause of the media. It should not. But over a period of time, as Noam Chomsky rightly mentioned few decades back, he said that manufactured consent and later even manufactured dissent become the fashion of media. Apart from the service it is rendering, sometimes it is doing a lot of adverse impact for the better practices of democracy and the fruitful distribution of distribution of opportunities and providing opportunities to the different section of society, especially those who are neglected sections of the society. For their sake, media has to stand. But incidentally, media was not adequately done in the period of a pandemic. Especially, media would have been done by taking classic cases and classic examples of how the inadequacy of medical, and when government announced lockdown, and before withdrawal, what sort of measures has been taken by the government for equipping their hospitals, for equipping their system of health services. That area was totally neglected, and totally the government simply depended on the sacrifices of 130 crores people by facing a lot of hardship, who sacrificed their everything during the lockdown. But governments not taken adequate measures. That was not adequately focused by the media. Media should act as a device to alert both the public side to build up social movements, and the other side, governments to stand on their toes to deliver what they're supposed to do for the well-being of the people by strictly adhering to the provisions of the law, by strictly adhering to the spirit of the constitution that has been failed during this 6 months of period. That should have been focused properly by the media. Media, because of a lot of reasons and factors, over a period of time, its impact has been gone down due to various reasons, for their interest, disinterest, sometimes vested interest. The proprietary interest and disinterests also playing a big and vital role in determining the content which they are delivering into the public domain. This must be questioned by the civil society properly, and public institutions. One more important thing, the duty of media will give optimum results when all other supporting institutions of democracy are functioning in true spirits. Then only the effort of media will give optimum result. For example, you see today there is no human right functioning, and no right to information institutions are working properly. Over a period of time, these governments, whether state governments or government of India, diluted the concept framed behind bringing Right to Information Act and putting the information into the public domain and giving access to the people. People can question the governments. Even in the pandemic time, people must be on a pedestal where they can question the governments. What is your provisions you are providing? What is the equipment you are having in the government institutions where I can come and get medical facility? But you are compelling me to go to the private institutions where private hospitals are charging lots of rupees for the COVID treatment. In this context, people can access information and can be in a position to question the government. Question has been curbed and crushed like anything by the constant government. This is working totally against the democracy as well as the spirit of the democracy, where media has to expose that, and non-giving access to the information and non-maintaining the information properly, and slowly and systematically diluting the institutions like Right to Information Commissions, as well as this CBI, like investigating agencies like CBI and Vigilance Commission, Human Rights Commission. Like that, many institutions over a period of time diluted by the constant governments, which is causing the media role a critical. Media, even if media wants to highlight certain aspects of those institution outcome, will definitely become the counterproductive if those institutions are not running with the spirit and just becoming simple tools in the hands of the rulers. The results will definitely counterproductive if media exaggerate or media focus certain issues. Instead, media should play a neutral role to expose certain institutions and inhibitions and incapabilities of certain institutions because of dilution made by the governments itself. That is a big factor. Media has to take that realistic role in the society today. Now, the social media proliferation making the conventional media to stand on its toes, because the fake news coming into the public domain for serving and subserving the purpose of the political ill-intended rulers who wants to get their works done without the right information into the public domain. For that cause, that fake information is becoming a danger phenomena. For proper countering that fake information and disseminating the right information by doing its regular investigative work and legwork, the conventional media has to take a catalytic role, and it has to play. It has by going into the field, by getting information, it has to serve with the right information and the people will be on their right platform to fight against the wrong deeds by the governments to get their benefit, which has been assured and guaranteed by the constitution. And this, I can't take much examples, but I can quote certain things where priorities of media is changing because as per the situation, certain aspects, but most of the times it is interest of the corporates by interest of the proprietary of the media. Otherwise, you see today the economic condition, prevailing economic conditions of the country and the priorities of the government and the inequalities and unequal opportunities of the different sections of society in the pandemic, like education, like health, and like just now the previous speakers was rightly mentioning that not going for the physical judicial practice of courts and going for the online e-system of judicial practices are hampered the interests of the people who do not have the right access to the technology by the devices. Such all people are suffering a lot. In certain aspects, not taking those all the issues as the priority issues for the media. Today, media is taking issue of the Sushant Rawat and this Kangana Ranaut, and even in the state, one suicide of a TV serial artist. These are the becoming main issues by the media by keeping the great important issues with having much impact, and the larger impact of cross section of people is going down to the lower priorities and the inside pages, and the most non-priority issues coming to focus because of their their wrong priorities. And also media has to think that now they are really facing a crisis of question of survival also. The pandemic really shown that reduced advertisement space by not getting the government advertisements by the corporate advertisements, even from the market they are not getting. At the same time, circulation also for print media, it is becoming very challenging task to survive. The people habits also changing. They are now shifting towards to the electronic mode and online e-pages they are preferring rather than the physical copies. That is also print media slowly losing its glory. To get back its glory, it has to be positive with showing much interest for the protection of people interest, and in order to strengthen the democracy, media should focus that to extend its critical and catalytic role for strengthening of different institutions, which will strengthen in overall democracy. That institutional strengthening, which is the 16th point of sustainable development goals envisaged by the United Nations, media should concentrate on strengthening the public institutions, democratic institutions, in order to achieve the overall strengthening of democracy. That should become the order of the day, and its priorities must be changed, and people-centric democracy only strengthened if the institutions like media should think in the larger interest of the people, and the people-centric approach they must adapt. Technology will definitely support them, but technology is only an instrument in their hands, but their perception, their intentions, their overall goal is very important. That if goes on par with the democracy is concerned, to strengthen the democratic institutions, I hope that media will definitely catch a right path from the crossroads, and it will definitely get back its glory which it was enjoying decades together, even before the independence and post-independent early decades, what media was enjoying reputation. I think in the present day, by using the new innovative and technological instruments, they will definitely get back the glory. This hope I would like to conclude here. Thank you for providing me this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, wonderful. You have really raised the very important points relating to the the participation of media in promoting the democracy and the democratic values in the country. It's very important. Thank you very much.